Coach, we'll start with a few questions for you and then move on to Zack. You were able to sneak up on a lot of people last year with such a young team. How do you and your team respond this year with the targets squarely on your backs?
Before I answer that, Coach Smith is retiring this year, and I think, first of all, I get the pink pants. They're not red anymore. They're pink. Okay, those pants, if you wore it the last 20 years, I get those, okay? But to put it in perspective, for a coach to be at a school that long as a player, assistant coaches, and a head coach is pretty special. And I think that's something that, all of us in this room need to understand. And I have the utmost respect for you, Coach. It's been fun. And just get those pink pants for me, too. All right. I don't know about Briggs counting the votes either. What's that? There are obviously some expectations, and with what we did last year, and what we have coming back, we don't want to ignore them, because it's neat to be ranked in the preseason. It's neat to be ranked that high, but it was nice to sneak up on people a little bit last year when not a lot was expected to us. When I think we only had 9 starters back. So we're going to do the same thing we do every year. Our goal is to go 1-0 every week during this regular season, qualify for the NCAA playoffs, and eventually string together 5 wins to win the national championship. And that's the goal of the program. Whether it's we have 19 players returning starters or we have 9, our goal is to win a national championship. It doesn't matter if we have to sneak up on people or we have to, we have a big target on our back, which we expect that this year. Our goal remains the same. We're working towards it. It's a great football program with a ton of tradition, but we've never won a national championship, and that's what we're going to strive to do.
You mentioned preseason polls and preseason rankings, and there's been a wide range for your program so far this summer. Where would you place W&J on your national ballot going into camp?
Well, I'm on the committee this year, so if you see a #1 vote, you know where it came from. Honestly, I don't know. People. I don't know if we're the favorite in the PAC. I mean, Thomas More has a ton of talent, and we have to play there this year, and they have almost everyone back too. And we were able to win the last 2 years because they turned the ball over and we didn't. So that to me, that we have to play at their place this year. I'm not trying to Lou Holtz it, or maybe I am, but maybe they should be the favorite in the conference, not to put any pressure on you, Regis. But I think D3 football probably had it right. They took last year's playoffs and put us 14th or 15th, whatever we were, and I think that's probably where we deserve to be. I mean, I don't think that's what our goal is. The nice thing about that is, if you look at the teams, what they have coming back, another team that just absolutely scares the living daylights out of me is Westminster. We have to play them early. That's going to prepare someone from the PAC to maybe get up into that top 5, because everyone has so much talent coming back. What St. Vincent has done has been just so impressive the last couple of years with Ron at the helm and the recruiting they've done. So whoever comes out of the PAC is going to be battle tested and hopefully ready. Hopefully. And Kurt, are you still on that NCAA committee? Yeah. All right. Could we not play Mount Union in the first or second round? But thought we were friends, man. But whoever comes out of the PAC is with the amount of talent and is going to be battle tested. But to answer your question, probably about where D3 football has us, 15, 16.
Your career winning percentage of .810 places you among the all-time winningest coaches in NCAA history and 3rd among active coaches. How have you been able to maintain that success as you enter your 13th season?
Well, first of all, 3rd, huh? My dad is here, okay, who kind of mentored us. My youngest brother is the coach of the San Diego Chargers, and my middle brother is a retired, he'll be back, high school coach who's won 2 state championships. So I have the 3rd best record in Division III or college football. I'm the 4th best coach in my family. And you could probably throw my mom, and my wife thinks she knows everything. So around, I might be 6th. Honestly though, John Lockhart, and that's a man that I have utmost respect for, and we probably don't have the relationship that we should, and that I hope we can improve on that. We need to bring some people like that back in the program, but he set this program up to be where it's at. Let's be honest. I mean, what some of you guys are doing is way harder than and there's more pressure maybe to maintain, but what Ron and what Scott are trying to do and doing, I'm watching it and scared by it, or doing at St. Vincent, Westminster, it's a lot harder, okay? And I didn't have to do that. So that's one thing. The other thing is, and I don't have a problem saying this, is I learned to coach in the best college football program in the country, any level. And I wish they'd be a little nicer to me in November, but they don't care. But and the best coach maybe ever too, you know, and Larry. So, you know, that's one thing. And then I think the reason this question was asked is, you know, we talk about the student athletes and they're terrific kids, and we talk about the head coaches, but one group that gets ignored at this is our assistants. And I've been blessed, I don't like the word lucky, I've been blessed with 3 great full-time assistants who've been with me for a while now. You know, Steve Spence is our offensive coordinator, and he's done just by title only, and he knows that too. But you know, he's great to bounce ideas off. He's a John Carroll grad. You guys, thank you. You've done a great job, you know, mentoring him, because he's a very good football coach. Sean Rohr's our defensive coordinator, and he's done a terrific job. And then I got, you know, everyone knows Todd Young. You know, he's just done such a great job doing everything with our football program. So to answer that question, our assistants, I mean, I can't say enough about them. They do a terrific, terrific job, and that's probably why we've been successful year in, year out.
Coach, last question for you. With 18 starters returning from last season's 10-win team, there aren't a lot of holes to fill. Who are some student athletes that may be flying under the radar this year but could make a big impact for your program?
Well, hopefully we don't have to rely on any freshmen. But you know, our starting receiver, Eric Scott, started the season for us at receiver, and I think he had like, you know, 8 catches in our opener against Worcester, and then he got hurt. So really, he's back, and I expect him to be 100%. You know, we have some young men that, you know, that might need to step in at corner. Kevin Meekus, we felt so comfortable with our backup quarterback and Alex Rouse that we were able to move Kevin to corner, and he's probably one of our best athletes, and he'll have a chance to play. And then obviously we need to find some people on the offensive line. But you know, we had the core of our team is back. Obviously we expect some bigger things out of the. You know, if you look at our seniors last year, our 4 seniors, Max, Jared, Alec, and who am I missing? Oh, John, maybe our best player. They all played their best. Yeah, jeez. Yeah, he's sitting right here. They all played their best their senior year, and that's what we expect our players to do. And no pressure, Zach. Zach, you know, lost some weight, and he looks good. And yeah, I still don't think you can get a girlfriend, even though he lost 30 pounds. But he lost some weight. He looks good. And we hopefully we don't need to count on any players, because our current players that are back for us will improve and play their best football their senior year.
Coach, thanks. Zach, a couple questions for you now. You've twice been a first-team All-PAC selection and preseason All-America. Do you feel any pressure individually as a leader for the W&J program?
I don't think I feel any pressure. I mean, a lot of kids that are coming in are going to look to all the seniors for some motivation or some tips or anything. So our senior class is well aware of that, and I think we're all ready to just take on that role of leaders. And we got tons of returning stars. We talk about it all the time. We got capability to be very special this year, and we're going to do everything we can to do that.
Last year, expectations weren't as high with such a young team. With preseason rankings ranging from 4 to 15, what needs to happen for the Presidents to live up to those rankings?
We just got to take it one day at a time. I mean, Coach always says go one game, 1-0 every week. I mean, we understand those pools, and yeah, it motivates us to work harder, but it's just the same thing. Stick to the program, what he tells us, and our coaches do a great job putting us in position to be successful, and we trust them, 1-0 each week. That's how we take it.
W&J has improved its offensive production in each of your 3 seasons, from being the 121st ranked total offense in 2012 to being the 7th ranked offense last season and averaging over 500 yards per game. What can your team do to be even better in 2015?
Well, we got a lot, like we've been saying, like we got a lot of returning starters, so the experience is there. So we all know the offense now. We can get in a better tempo than maybe last year, get everything clicking in all cylinders. I think the sky's the limit for us.
Zach, final question. What are some things about football and college in general that you know now entering your senior season that you wished you knew entering preseason camp in 2012? PG rating. Yeah, all
right. I think just like the mental aspect, when you go from high school, I mean, high school is brutal and camp and stuff, but you don't have to worry about like classes. Like classes are a lot harder in college and stuff. You got less time, you got to manage everything. And honestly, I think camp, like for college, in college camp, you got all those film sessions, meetings and everything. You don't get any time to really relax. So I think the mental aspect would be the one thing, definitely.